Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is going to be the second video of our design system series, right? So today we're gonna be working on this radio button and the checkboxes, and we'll also discuss that how we can create the type and the property. So what do you mean by the type and the property? So like if you want to create a kind of radio button, so you just need to drag and drop it over here, and the type is like this, right? So you have one similar type, right, radio, and now you have two states, like it can be a selected, it can be unselected, right? So today we're working on this radio button, and we'll also discuss this checkboxes, how we can create this checkboxes. So the type is checkbox. In the state we have three different states, like it's a default state, we can make it a true state, right, once it got selected, or you can say the active state, right, and the false state, right? So these are the things that we're gonna discuss in this video. So let's get started with this particular radio button. So this is going to be the you can say the default state of a radio button, right? And so if we talk about the radio buttons, so radio buttons are basically uses when we are making a very pinpoint selection, right? So there are multiple questions like MCQ, and you just need to select only one choice, right? So there we can use a radio button, and for checkboxes we can use the multiple checks, right? If you want to select different types of toppings that you want on your Domino's pizza, right? So there are the options there. So and at that point we can use the checkboxes over there, right? So yeah, like just write some text to make it clear what we are dealing with, right? Okay, I just make it and take the font Montserrat Mini and make it a bit medium, right? So yeah, like here's the thing, and yeah, so we'll give it a spacing of 16 pixels, right? So in all the design system, like in particularly my design system, I basically uses a nudge value of 8, and all the horizontal and vertical spacing must be a multiple of 8, right? It is going to be the 16 pixel, 24, 32. So like that maintains a consistency. So first we created the selected state, right, the default state, you can say. The second state that we want to create is a selected state. Once a user select this particular thing, then how it is going to be look, and we create this one. Okay, and just a moment, I'm just taking some colors from here, and yeah, so that's good. So for this I also want to create a small dot over there, right? That's a basic of checkboxes. I'm just making it triple F, right? So yeah, like that's the default state of a radio button, right? And that's you can say the active state, right? And once a user deselect this one, the same state occurs again, right? So we just named it light, right? So yeah, like that's the, you can see the active state. Just make it correct, yeah. And this is basically, you can say, the non-active state, right? Okay, so yeah, there are basically two states, but we are making it three, right? So to get a clear overview, right? So once you done this thing, I just make it a group and give it a name of default, right? And make it a group, give it a name as active radio, right? And this is your, okay, there are just some rename actions, right? Non-active radio button, yeah. So yeah, like these are some of the basic thing that I discussed till now, and I guess this doesn't make any group. Okay, just a moment, just making it a non-active radio, yeah. So now we have just three groups, right? That's a default state, that's an active state. Once the user click on this particular icon, this is the active state that we're gonna dealing with, and that's a non-active state. Once user click on this particular icon, then this particular thing happens, right? So we make it a component, okay, create multiple components. So this is going to be a default radio button. Okay, I'm just making it like so. Now you just need to first because for these the like in the initial video I'm just like telling you like how to use types and properties. So for types and properties you first have to create, like there's a very two simple processes. First you have to create the component, and the second one is variant. Without variant you can't use these types of properties, right? So once you make you can say the component of all these things, you just need to click on this, select all these icons and just click on this combine as a variant, right? Now you have two properties, like one is the type and the second is a property, right? So clicking on this particular thing, press Ctrl R, and now you can play with these things. So the type is simple, type is the radio button, and the property that we are dealing with is the default one, right? So yeah, we are just making it. Yeah, so now you can see like there is a type of on the left side bar, you can see like type is radio and the property that we are dealing is default, right? Similar for this thing, right? I'm just making it copy paste, and the type is radio and the property is now active, right? Similar for this thing, and the type is radio, the property we are dealing with is non-active, right? So yeah, like this is the basic you can say the radio one, right? So like how we can use these things, right? Okay, we create this beautiful radio buttons, but how to use it, right? So you will see like here in the assets folder you will get this particular default. Now the type is simple. Right now we just have one type, right? You can add some other types also, like checkboxes in this particular type, right? But for now we're just making it very simple, like type is radio and the properties that you want is these three properties that we recently created, right? The first one is default, the second one is active, the third one is non-active, right? So like in this way you can create the radio button, and similar for the checkboxes. So let's create the checkboxes, right? So this is going to the default state. I'm just taking some text over here and making it a bit of 16 pixel, must be centrally aligned. So yeah, like that's the default state of checkboxes, right? And making it the second state, that is the selected one. Once user click on this particular thing, right, what is going to the second stage? So I'm just giving it some colors. Okay, I'm just taking out some basic colors. So yeah, so this is going to be the selected one, right? So I just need some kind of tick mark, like that gives a verification for the users, like he or she like just particularly select this particular checkbox, right? So I already take some icons. For icons I'm basically using feather icons or the Iconify plugins, right? And the users that don't know that how to use the plugins, so you just need to click on this, like right click on your mouse, and there's a plugin option over there, right? You just need to use this particular feather icons. You just first you need to install it, right? And then you just need to search like this is the icon, right? And I'm currently using. So yeah, that was very simple. And like for that I'm just making it centrally aligned and vertically aligned. So yeah, that's a selected one, right? The third one that we're gonna dealing with is the unselected one. Once user like, okay, I'm just make it very clear like how the process is going to be, right? Because UX is the most important thing, right, in these scenarios. So I'm just first I'm making it properly aligned and just like okay, and this the you can say the once user like unselected, right? So yeah, like that's you can say the non-active state. Okay, non-active. This one is you can see the yeah, that one is active, that's active one, right? Okay, so yeah, like first the user come over here, right? The default state is simple, right? Once user click on this particular tick mark, so it become for like you can say the microsecond it shows you some kind of click, and once user selected the different things, then now the second state that we show to our users is this particular active state. So you can directly press on this particular icon, like in minus icon, then you will see this particular state, right? So these are some of the states that we are dealing with. There are other states also, right? But for now I'm just taking the very simple states. Make it a group, right, and just name it. For now I'm just making it default VFAULT. Yeah, the second state that we're gonna dealing is the selected state, right? The third one is make it a group. For group I basically use the Control G, right? That's a shortcut, and then press Control R to rename it, right? So I'm just making it super fast, and Control G, Control R, non-active. Yeah, so the similar process, like there we follow the similar process. So you just need to first you just need to select all these things, press this below icon components and create multiple components, right? So now you will see like default, selected, active, non-active, right? Then now make it combine as a variants, right? Once you click on this particular icon, you just see like the variant, right? So I just rename it. Okay, so to use this property, the simple thing you just need to type is checkboxes, and the property that we are dealing with is default. You can just take that out, and for this you just need to type is checkboxes and property is selected, right? SELECT, right? And for the active state, similarly, like for type is checkboxes and the property that we are dealing with is active, right? Similar for this, the property that we are using is non-active. Yeah, so now we are done with this particular checkboxes. So how to use it, right? Go to the asset folder. There you will see where it is, that's the checkboxes, right? You just need to drag and drop over here. That's the quality of using component in your design system that maintains a very good consistency when you are dealing with a very big design system, right? So yeah, so that's a basic, I'm just drag this particular default and drop it over here. Now we just have types, for this particular reasons I'm just taking the simple type, right? The property that we can use is the 4 different properties. Like we can even select it, we can even make it active, right? We can make it non-active. So these are the things that we can do with this particular session, right? So today we'll learn about this particular radio, how we can create this radio button. Then we'll learn how we can create these checkboxes. So yeah, that's pretty much for today. And if you like this video, please click on this this thumbs up icon, and please mention your comments. Like if you have any questions, please mention it down in the comment section. We'll definitely reply you. And don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon, and because we are working on this design system series that contains a lot, we also discuss, now in the next session we will discuss about different things, like how to create the input boxes, drop down modal badges. So there was a lot, right? There's going to be the 8 to 10 videos, right? There we cover all the design system. So stay tuned with us, and thanks for watching this particular video, and thanks for your time. Thank you so much.